Good morning everyone. Hello my dear cadets. We are discussing the chapter coal and petroleum. In third class we will try to understand about petroleum. Yes, let's move. You may visited such type of places or you may experience such type of factories. These are nothing but oil refineries factory. Yes, so what I told, oil refineries. In India, such 23 refineries are there, big factories, mega ratan factory. Yes, for example, if you visited Gujarat in Jamnagar, or if you visited Kerala in Kochi, in Odisha, Paradip, in Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, in West Bengal, Haldia. So these are the places, if you visited, you can experience such type of factories. These are the oil refinery. What we do in oil refinery? Actually, the crude oil that we our own country produce or we purchase from the other country, that after lot many process we segregate into different components like petrol, diesel, gasoline. In India, the production of petroleum is not up to that level. We have very limited source in this Assam, Gujarat, Bombay High, Godavari Basin, Krishna Basin. These are some places where there is a source of petroleum, but that is very limited. Petroleum plays a vital role in the society and civilizations. That's why the country who don't have that much resources, they purchase it from the Arabian countries, and that is the reason in world economy petroleum imports plays a vital role. Lot many country in import list, first name came to European Union. Okay, in this union many countries are there, we know. European Union in the import list of petroleum coming at first. Second is China. In third it is USA, United States of America. Fourth rank comes to India. It means India also a good amount of petroleum have to import. It means a good amount of money also you have to expend in this purpose. After India, there is Japan. After Japan, South Korea, then Germany. So first 2-3 names, and the position of India is important for us. Clear? And every year, per year, about 4 billion, it's a huge, tons of petrol. Yes, we people are using it. It's a huge number. Now you may face some problem to understand this billion, how much big it is. So let's try to understand about billion and million, all these things. Okay. Okay, let's first write about million. You are familiar with this term, million? Million means 10 to the power 6, or we can write 1000 into 1000. Also it is known as the 10 lakhs or 0.1 crores. Okay. The term that is more or bigger than million is the billion. Okay. Billion means 10 to the power 9, or we can write as a 1000 of million together produce 1 billion. Okay. So that is the billion that we have discussed here. Okay. Trillion is more bigger than billion. Trillion is 10 to the power 12. It means we can write 1000 of billion together make 1 trillion. From trillion, after the one more term is there, quadrillion, that is about 10 to the power 15. It means 1000 of trillion together make 1 quadrillion. Now this billion, trillion, quadrillion and million actually represent a huge number. For example, I can give you 1-2 real example. Let's think about Mukesh Ambani. Yes, let's take the color. Let's think about Mukesh Ambani. Okay. Why I am taking the name of Mukesh Ambani? Because he is the richest person in India. Can you guess what is his property? How much? It is 53 billion. Okay, that much property he have. This is the billions. And in the world, the most richest person is, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, and is the most richest person in the world. And it is believed that by 2026 he will be the first trillionaire person in the world. And for Mukesh Ambani, how the growth is going on, in 2033 Mukesh Ambani also may be the world trillionaire person in the India. First trillionaire person in India it will be then. Now in the world, lot many countries are there who have a good possesses of petrol, and most of the countries are in this place we call as the Arabian countries. Russia also have a good potential on petroleum. America also have a good power in petroleum. In South America also the production and the availability of petroleum is good enough. So these are the few countries like Venezuela, Saudi Arab, Canada, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait. They have a good potential in petrol, diesel. That is the reason the country like India and many other countries depend on them for this power of petroleum. Now before start about petroleum in details, let's learn some interesting facts about this. First is, it created about 250 years ago, 250 million years ago. Clear? And even 5,000 years ago also people know how to use petroleum and how to produce it. There are some proofs that pre-Sumerian people or pre-Babylon people also use the oil in different purposes. Okay, and the availability of petroleum is rank 1 goes to Saudi Arabian, and also Venezuela is there. Clear? UAE means, UAE United Arab Emirates. So full form of UAE is United Arab Emirates. There are total 7 countries together they called UAE, like Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Ajman. So all are coming under UAE. Okay? So the countries like Saudi Arab, UAE, Kuwait, Venezuela, they have a good stock of petrol. That's why by default they are rich. 30% of world energy on today's date is coming from oil. And how we are using the oil within, if the in same road it is going on, within coming 53 years it will be vanished. Okay, and 1 liter of simple petrol can contaminate millions liter of water. Why? Because we know the petrol will not mix with the water, so it will spread, and as a reason it can cover millions, or it can contaminate millions liter of water. That is the reason, through ships petrols are coming, and sometimes there may be accidents in the oceans, yes, because of natural calamities. So it happens, many oil carrying ships sink in the water, and they discharge many liters of petrol, diesel, and that is the main reason of water pollution in today's date. So simply, what is petroleum? Let's try to understand what is petroleum. Petroleum is a liquid mixture. Clear? So first one is liquid, second is a mixture. It's not a pure liquid. Many hydrocarbons are there. So mixture of hydrocarbons means whatever is there, they made mainly by hydrogen and by carbon. That's why we call them hydrocarbon. And many fuels are there. We can extract them like jet fuel, naphtha, gasoline, diesel, residual, all are mixed in it. That is the petroleum. And raw petroleum is black in color. Okay? Black in color. That's why petroleum also known as the black gold, because it is black in color. And without petroleum, today our civilization for a single second also we can't think. That is the reason it's known as the black gold. Okay? Now let's try to understand how it formed. The formation of petroleum is quite same as the formation of coal. So let's try to understand. Okay, what happened actually? Millions of years ago, the process started. Yes, about 250 million years ago, the process started. That time, most of the portion of the earth was filled by water. Yes or no? Today also, 2/3 part is water, but that time the share was more. What happened? The animal, plants, after die, they come anyhow through natural process. They after die, they sink in the water and settle down. Okay, where? In the seabed. They settle down in the seabed. Clear? Then after millions of years, this whatever animal and plants came and settle down in the seabed, they will decompose. Clear? By millions of years, because of huge pressure, good amount of temperature, and no oxygen is also there, or less air is there. So these are the triggering factor. Okay, means they help the material to decompose. That's why known as the triggering factor. Huge pressure, good amount of temperature, no air. Because of this, the dead bodies slowly decompose and convert into sand and mixed with sand and slit. Yes, and slowly through millions years they convert into oil and natural gas. In today's date, through the oil well, we can collect the petroleum. Clear? So this is the story of petroleum, how it forms. Now let's try to understand some terms related with oil production. First we will try to understand about impervious rock. What does it mean? It means that it will not allow water to permeate through it. So water will not come normally through these rocks. Yes, if there is some holes or porous, then through them water can come, there is a chance. But normally this type of rock not allow water progress through it. Okay. Second is the wells. Through it we are collecting. Actually, oil is lighter than water. Water is more heavier. That is the reason oil will floats at the upper portion. Now, using such type of walls, the diameter also may vary. Clear? I can tell you that the diameter of these walls may be up to 12 centimeter to 1 meter. Based on the availability and the density of the oil, it may vary. So oil is given, and in high pressure, good amount of pressure is here. So whenever they got some opening chance, mouth they got, it will come and we can collect it. Clear? And whatever we got from this wall is not a pure oil all times. Generally we got oil mixed with some water and some natural gas. All. So generally these three are coming, but yes, amount of oil dominate. Clear? Good. Now, here I have shown you some countries based on the potential and availability of crude oil in 2018. The data is taken in 2018, and today also it's near about same. The maximum amount of oil have that stock in terms of stock of oil is rank 1 goes to Venezuela. Clear? And by this color it is denoted in the chart. After that many countries are there: Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Libya. These are little bit known name to us. Congo. Their economy is mostly depend on the oil business. Clear? So this country who have a lot of availability of petrol, together they make a committee. The name of the committee is OPEC. What is the full form of OPEC? Sometime as a GK question it may come to you. The full form is Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Clear? Now, this organization head office is in Vienna in Austria. Remember, Austria and Australia is completely different. Okay, so head office is in Vienna. This is the organization dealing with the import-export business of oil. Russia is the country, it also have a good stock of oil, but the Russia is not part of this organization. So India major supplier, as I told you, some country like Arab, UAE, Nigeria, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, we are collecting the oil from them. Okay. Now, composition of petroleum. We all know that petroleum is a basically mixture. It means lot many important hydrocarbon will be there. In factory, we can segregate different parts and we can use in different purpose like LPG, wax, gasoline, diesel, kerosene, petrol, all are actually mixed in this oil. In factory, I told you the name of this oil refinery. In India, there are about such 23 oil refinery. We can segregate them. Okay. Now, let's learn about some well-known hydrocarbon that is available in the petroleum. First one is gas, natural gas. We are using as a fuel. Next important one is naphtha. Clear? Naphtha we are using as a solvent actually. As solvent. in the chemical factory. Our natural solvent is water. Your mother take water and can mix sugar, can mix glucose, can mix salt, can mix lembu pani, whatever. So water is our normal solvent. In chemical factory they use this naphtha as a common solvent. Another use is naphtha also used in preparing of laundry soap. Clear? Next important one is the gasoline. We are using gasoline as a fuel in small aircraft. Normally the aircraft we are not using gasoline, but it is small, the engine power is less, then we can use it. And in the jet flight aeroplane we are using kerosene based naphtha kerosene or gasoline type of kerosene we are using it, because it have boiling point and viscosity all are favorable. And we also use in sports cars. Yes. And electricity generation, there also we are using gasoline. So these are the uses of gasoline. Kerosene we all know, in home we are using kerosene as the normal fuel, but remember naphtha based kerosene or the gasoline based kerosene is different than the normal gasoline. Next, try to understand about diesel. We all know in the engine, most of the engine, whether it is car engine or truck engine or train engine or boat engine or ship's engine, generally engines of the devices is run by petrol and diesel. Clear? Now let's learn about lubricating oil. First you should know what is lubricating oil, then only you can understand the application. If two iron is there and because of their purpose they have to rotate, then what happen? At the junction point they will reduce each other. Yes, corrosion will come, or the little bit the amount iron, one iron will try to cut the another one. So this is known as the friction. Okay, if in the junction of two metal we give some amount of lubricating oil, then they will not come in direct contact. Clear? Then the mutual contact can be broken by giving this oil. So the friction will be less, the surface that touch each other will be less, thus we can save our valuable items. That is the reason you may see in the fans, in the machines, your father or the mechanics are giving some petrol, diesel or oils where some parts is rotating. So this is the use of lubricating oil that also produce. You may have doubt about this type of chamber. This is distillation column. In class 9, chapter 2, distillation column will be discussed in little bit in details. Distillation column means based on different temperature and pressure, we can segregate different hydrocarbons. All hydrocarbons is not equally responsible for all temperatures. So based on this principle, we can segregate them. So in which tube it is going on, known as the distillation tube, and the process is known as the distillation. Okay, so segregation of different parts based on different pressure and temperature, this is known as the distillation. Clear? And in distillation, first liquid will give heat, convert into gas. Again the gas will be cooled and convert into liquid. So these two essential things are there. Pressure, temperature is dominating there, or the important parameter, and heat they will make it gas. Again gas will be cooled in convert into liquid. This is the basics of distillation. Okay, I think you understood about petroleum, how it produce, what are the components that we can extract from petroleum, and that their uses.